How did a simple disagreement over a food transaction quickly escalate into the tragic and avoidable loss of life of a 32-year-old Dallas mother of three? Hey, my business people, in today's special report, this past weekend, in the early morning hours of June 25th, a fatal shooting occurred at nationally known XTC Club here in Dallas, Texas. According to several reports, the Dallas police are investigating. However, several influential Dallas area news outlets have unfortunately reported on the club's security side of the story without the proper journalistic balance for the deceased family. In my opinion, they should not have done this because now they have people around the country calling this late mother, Shalonda Lofton, all kinds of terrible, racially insensitive names that are simply unfair to her, her family, and friends. They should have withheld the club side of the story if they weren't going to report the other side of the story from the family standpoint, from the Shalonda standpoint. Please like, share, and subscribe to keep this channel growing and to help us become #1 in median incomes just in general. That's my general thing there. So in this video, I'm going to provide some balance by focusing on the trigger event that started the sequence of deadly events that has left this young lady's children without their mother. That trigger was a simple clash of business events between the club needing to clear customers out by 5 a.m. and a business transaction that involved Shalonda and her friends trying to either get the food they ordered or their money back before they left the premises. I gathered this side of the story from a change.org petition started by family and friends with the goal of shutting down ecstasy. I also read posts from witnesses, family, and friends online. Shout out to them for fighting to have her side of the story heard. A couple of news outlets also reported that there was a dispute over the amount of money Shalonda expected from the club staff. Now, let's look at the club's checkered history. I gathered some history on XTC Club as they have been quite naughty over the years, where fatalities were involved. How many remember Jason Hill, who was reportedly shot dead with 22 rounds fired by XTC security guards on New Year's Day 2019 early in the morning as he was trying to back out of the parking lot? In another case, on Cinco de Mayo 2018, Jalen Bell was allegedly attacked by a group of white security guards employed by XTC, where, while punching and stomping them, one of the guards used the N-word. The pictures of his injuries are quite graphic. In 2017, 23-year-old Juan Carlo Casiano Torres and a woman he was with were both shot outside the club. Casiano Torres was shot in the chest and later died, while the woman was shot in the leg but survived. And then a fatal shooting by 43-year-old David McMillan last year occurred there, this time not involving ecstasy security, but still just outside the club. 32-year-old Gregory Chandler died. This is also the same club where that exotic pole dancer fell down the 15-foot stripper pole, breaking all kinds of bones in a story that went so viral that TMZ and mainstream media worldwide picked it up. This is back in 2020. That body count is getting too high, people. All right, ecstasy. Oh yeah, I got a good memory. If I do a follow-up video, I'll go into more details of the history of this club. But in this brief video, I want to focus just on the sequence of events leading to Shalonda not being among the living anymore. I have to start by saying these are allegations as I was not there. I have been to the club before with friends, so I'm familiar with it. Though I'm not really a fan of strip clubs in general, as I think their business model sucks. One of the areas they fail in is in customer service, which is the key failure in this case. I don't get it.
All you got to do is say it. You really didn't have to touch me. Oh, where they? Bring on black. I'm right here. Bring on black. I'm right here. Come on, let's go.
Like I said, why don't you have your friend pick up your friend? You walk out. I know, but I need you to walk out with me, okay?
I'm not gonna leave out here. And y'all being rude to us. No.
Is this your friend as well?
She ain't got nothing to do.
Okay, this shit is out. And they kicking me out. Just give me my money back. I just gave him the receipt. Just give me my money back. What do you want?
Her money back.
My money. Y'all ain't finna handle me like that. I spent too much money up out for her. Give me my money back.
Period.
That shit cold.
Make sure you put in there y'all not cooperating at all.
Tell them that they need.
Y'all not cooperating.
Tell them what
at
happened
all.
first.
I mean, but still.
What still what?
Cooperate. It's unnecessary. All this is unnecessary. They're asking you to leave and you're not
We
leaving.
getting our
Can we
food.
get our
The
money
food's
in,
too
boo?
late.
It's not.
No, it's
We
not.
getting our food.
How much is it?
$59.99, $49.99, $49. Shit, badass.
Mine's
paying for
20.
it.
I'm just being honest. Give me
And
my
mine was
$20.
22. Yeah, mine's my food too. No, my food. Yeah, okay.
Bye.
Fuck you mean? We gone. Y'all ain't gotta touch me. Come on. No, look, you don't have to move me. Don't touch me. Don't. I am. I'm back as soon as they walk out. Okay. I promise you, they got the whole motherfucking field out here. Weird ass. Let it be a nigga though. Come on, Jay. Fuck them. They ready for some shit like that. You know it's Pride Month. Everybody gay. Bitch. Everybody gay.
Okay. And I know what's your name.
Don't stop walking her. I'm pushing her. Why you coming her? Why you coming her? I'm sending her.
I don't give a fuck
Why
about
she
none of
steady
that.
walking up? Her steady walking up. Y'all gonna have to. Y'all stop touching me. Girl. Bitch, go to the car. I got something for everybody.
I'm recording all of y'all.
Bro. David, I've been chilling. They started pushing us. They started pushing us. If it was some niggas with us, they wouldn't do that shit. On my life. Hey, come on.
Let's go.
You was probably mad. Oh, okay. She pregnant. All right. Lawsuit. Come on, Jazz.
No.
Man, come on, Jazz.
I'm recording you.
All right. We gonna. That's a word. We put a.
So let's start with step one. I have like a few steps here. Step one. It's 5 a.m. The club has to close. Anyone who has ever shut down a club before as a guest or a staff member knows that around 15 to 20 minutes before it's time to close, the lights come on and the staff start telling customers it's time to go. If some club goers hang around a minute or two after closing or within that time frame, the staff will then step up the pressure to leave. That's understandable. However, that brings us to step two here. Shalonda and her friends let it be known to the staff that they ordered food in the amount of either $60 or $85 that they hadn't received yet, either in part or in full. It appears more than one entree was ordered. They had already paid their money but got nothing in return. So we have two business events clashing here: the club shutdown event and the food order event. In most restaurants, this is an easy fix. Let those customers with an outstanding order stay in until the order is fulfilled, or if push comes to shove, just refund their money. This is simple. Well, unfortunately, Club XTC's alleged customer service failure leads us to step 3. The club security staff disregarded or ignored the failure to fulfill Shalonda's food order and physically harassed her and her friends to get them to leave. No money, no food. Shalonda did a Facebook Live of the events leading to the harassment. At first, she was just making a simple request about the unfulfilled food order. At one point in the live stream, Shalonda is seen lighting a cigarette to probably calm her nerves. You know how that goes. But a security staff person pulls the cigarette out of her mouth abruptly. Then a scuffle happens with one of her friends off camera, to which Shalonda says something like, "That's assault. You just assaulted her. That's a lawsuit." I actually applaud her for mentioning a lawsuit, because I advise all of you who end up in this kind of situation to resort to suing their asses off so you can live to fight another day. Take them to court, don't fight them on the scene. By her saying this about suing them, that gives us an indication of her frame of mind, that she was ready to leave and then sue later. Keep that in mind. Pay attention. Sadly, her attempt to depart leads us to step 4. As you can see in the live stream, though they really wanted either their food or their money, Shalonda and her friends were just ready to leave. At some point, there was another scuffle and her phone drops. So my question is, if the first harassment by security, the first harassment event by security staff prompted Shalonda and her friends to just get ready to leave, why not just let them leave at that point? So many people out there jump to conclusions about Shalonda without asking this question. I, like many of you out there, saw the initial news reports of Shalonda's car allegedly running into or over the security guards and thought there might possibly be some kind of justification for self-defense on the part of the security staff. But then, after reading so many of her family, friends, and even some witnesses saying there's more to the story, I did what I advise many of you to do before jumping to permanent conclusions. Dig deeper. That takes us to step 5 here. All right. Shalonda and her friends managed to get to their car, and some reports said the security staff sprayed mace on them before they entered the car, potentially obstructing their vision. If true, and I wasn't there of course, but if this is true, then this could explain the possible disorientation in driving, which has not been confirmed yet. But it's a possibility here, a strong possibility. But again, why spray mace allegedly if they were getting in their car and ready to leave?
Negative.
She tried to get the fucking police. Dummy. Damn. 1 minute.
Security guards, just like police officers, have to de-escalate a situation, especially when it involves non-life-threatening disagreements over a bar tab. I get it. You didn't like her being there, and she didn't like the fact that you tried to kick her out without fulfilling her order. But cooler heads have to prevail. To wrap up, in the video released to the press, the club security staff used that footage to supposedly prove that Shalonda allegedly threatened their lives and others with her car, and that they shot her to protect others and themselves in self-defense. But the video does not actually indicate that. It indicates security tried to get in front of the car to either keep her from leaving or keeping her from going the wrong direction, as news reports initially stated. Either way, this kind of statement indicates either a lawyer or cop, perhaps one of the guards is the off-duty police officer, said that, they mentioned that to cover their tracks, allegedly. I mean, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but allegedly. The wise thing to do was to simply let the car go and call 911 if you, as a security guard, think the public is in danger by a car. The shooting by the security staff was not necessary at all. Please like, share, and subscribe to keep this channel growing and to help us become #1 in median incomes to improve our group and our community. Now, I know there will still be those out there who are ready to blame this young mother anyway, but keep in mind, it was 5 a.m., she and her friends were hungry, tired, probably a little lit like everybody else, and just wanted their food or refund so they can go home. It's that simple. A simple business policy geared towards customer service could have easily accommodated her complaint separately while getting everyone else in the club out of the club. But the security staff, in my opinion, was too aggressive and trigger happy. And club management needs to go back to business school, go to business school to learn how to operate a business in a more customer-friendly fashion. I have yet to see a strip club operate using sound business principles, though I'm sure perhaps there are a few out there somewhere. If you see my video series, You Can Do Better, I often repeat that this world loves money more than they love me and you, and that businesses generally love money more than people. Business is war, unfortunately, and they have casualties, as you can see right now. Too many strip clubs tend to operate on that dark principle. The federal judge who overturned the attempt by the Dallas City Council to ban late-night strip club operations not too long ago now, in my opinion, has blood on his or her hands, as had they allowed that ordinance to be in effect, Shalonda would be here. Yes, I said that. I hate to see any business shut down, of course, as I do believe in making money as a business. But unfortunately, I think it's time for XTC to be shut down. I hate to say it, XTC, but I'm sorry. The body count is getting up there. If you guys at XTC somehow catch wind of this video and want to counter my commentary, I certainly welcome your rebuttal. I also call on the news media to return to sound journalistic practices and not run with one-sided stories where you leave the surviving family and friends to both grieve, mourn, and defend a victim's honor. That's unfair. That's another disgusting side effect of this story. I mean, this country's already racially divided, and you guys just added fuel to the fire now, and I've seen all the comments out there. It's very terrible out there. May Shalonda rest in peace, and may her children grow up as best they can given these circumstances. In Jesus' name, amen. Until the next video, brothers and sisters, take care.